Hi everybody, my name is Fonz. Welcome to Adventures with Fonz. I hiked Mount Whitney on July 29th and I just wanted to make a quick video, recap my thoughts on what I experienced. Hopefully if you're doing this hike, you can get something out of this video. Just wanted to give tips on what helped me. I know everybody's different, but this is my experience. So I just wanted to start with, I was supposed to do this hike next July. I started training for Mount Whitney about two and a half months ago. I live here in Southern California. I was doing Cucamonga, Ontario, Bighorn, and Mount Baldy. Those are all hikes above 8,000 feet elevation. Mount Baldy is a little over 10,000 feet. So I was hiking every Sunday, and those hikes were about 12 to 16 miles on one of them that I logged in. So I felt like, that helped me prepare to go to Mount Whitney. Along the way, I was also doing some light workouts here at home. I was just doing push-ups, squats, and sit-ups, but I always felt I always had a good cardio. I also believe that's what helped me. So we hiked on a Tuesday, it was the 29th. Me and a buddy of mine ended up driving out on Monday, the 28th. We went up to Horseshoe Meadow, which sits about 10,000 feet in elevation. On that Monday, we did about a 2-mile hike, just a quick little hike to, get some acclimatization. And we came back down. We ended up spending the night at the Whitney Portal campground. So I highly recommend that because the campground sits about a little over 8,000 feet. And we did the 1 day, we got the permit for 1 day. So we got up at 1:15 in the morning and we hit the trail at 1:55 a.m. We didn't get back till 8 p.m. So it was about an 18-hour day. It took us longer than what I expected. Honestly thought we were going to be done in about 15-16 hours. So it took us about 10 and a half hours to get to the top, and we spent about 20 minutes up there. Didn't spend too much time because of the altitude, and I'll get that a little bit more in a second. And we came back about 7 hours. It took us about 7 hours to get back down. So yeah, let's jump right on it. So I just wanted to give my tips on what I did as far as the hike. So I honestly started eating every hour and a half, and I'll get into this gear and what I brought as far as food and water. So about every hour and a half, I had something to eat. There not something large, but constantly keep eating. And along the way, I kept drinking water, sips. I don't think there weren't too many moments where I had a large gulp of water. So I just kept, sipping water along the way. I was told that helps with the to minimize the effects of altitude sickness. And when we got the trail crest, it sits at about 13,600 feet. There was a point in me that I almost gave up and turned around. I was starting to feel the effects of the altitude, and you come up to a sign that says 1.9 miles to the top from the summit. That honestly felt like it was 3 miles, but we were literally walking at a snail pace, literally like 1 mile an hour. So we were just kind of trekking along. We did pass an ice field. So we got to the top at 12:30, so about 10 and a half hours to get to the top. So as far as the altitude goes, everybody is different. For myself, I started to get a headache and it started to get a little bit sharper, and I felt like I was gonna throw up, nauseous. So I wanted to stay up there longer, but I knew I had to come back down because I wasn't feeling it. I was very glad I made it to the top because I was not supposed to do this till next July, but a friend of mine ended up getting some permits for us. So yeah, as soon as we started coming back down, I started feeling better. I would say once I got to about 11,000 feet, started to climb down, I started to feel a lot better. The last mile, I ended up running the last mile and literally got back to the trailhead back at 8 o'clock. So, you know, we took breaks along the way. I would say the longest break we took was about 15 minutes, but we did take a lot of 2-3 minute breaks, kind of stop, drink some water, take in the views, have a little snack, and just to kind of, you know, let your body catch your breath and relax. And I haven't been hiking, like I said, I haven't been hiking for too long. So 2.5 months from the 29th, that's when I started, you know, physically training and planning. But, you know, if it could be done, we met some people that turned around. But if you have some, you know, training, a little bit of motivation, but the key is, in my opinion, to pay attention to the altitude. I almost turned around because I wasn't feeling it. Thank goodness I was able to, it wasn't severe enough where I didn't feel like I was really in danger. But if you're planning on trying this, and just do your own research on what it takes to get up there, and just have a strategy to get up there. I know I planned a lot as far as what to take of food, water, so I did a little bit of research myself, and I'll go over some of this stuff right now, what I brought with me. So I brought some electrolytes. These are the goo packs. You can get them at Walmart. These are really good, but the salt sticks, these are chewable, very good. They have a good taste. And I got these at REI. Now with the altitude, I ended up taking Diamox from the doctor, and I took some Advil. I felt like that helped me out. As far as food, I bought these Pro Meal on-the-go bars. It's supposed to be a full meal in a bar. So I took about 4 of these. I took 2 bananas. I also took a bag of trail mix. And then these guys are pretty cool right here. They're called Rec Packs. You just put 12 ounces of water, and it's a full meal. It has all the nutrients that you need, all the vitamins, and it even has some electrolytes. I also brought a Snicker with me. I brought a battery pack. Very good tip also, put your phone on airplane mode. It saves battery. Even though I put it on airplane mode, at the end my phone was gonna die, and I was able to bring a battery pack, and that helped me charge my phone. When you get to the top, you do have reception. I was able to call friends and family, let them know that I made it to the top, I was okay, and kind of give them a time frame, what time I was gonna be down at the trailhead. I brought a lighter with me just in case. I would recommend bringing a BV. This one, they claim you can, for a temperature as far as 0 degrees, you can wrap yourself in it. You never know if you're gonna get caught out there, so this is something good to have. As far as water, this is a 1 liter bottle. I took 3 of these, but 2 of them were full, 1 of them was empty. And then I took one of these 16.9 full ounces, just one of those. Now, I don't have the filter with me here. I bought a filter at Walmart. I felt it wasn't good, but I did ended up filtering a lot of my water. I felt that I probably drank about, I don't know, I think I might have drank 4 to 5 liters throughout the whole hike. So when you get to trail camp, that's the last place that you can filter your water. So that's an area where you would filter your water. So you can, it's about 5 miles to the summit. You're gonna need water, because after that, it's not a real good option to get any more water. You think about this, you're gonna go 5 miles to the summit, 5 miles back down, it's 10 miles. So you want to make sure you have at least 3 liters of water. So I had 3 liters filled with one of these 16.9 ounces. I actually took 2 of these with me. This is oxygen, but we didn't end up using it. There was a moment where I was going to open it, but I did not. These are very lightweight. Got these at Walmart. As far as the weather, it was 99 degrees down in Lone Pine, and at the top when we got to the summit it was about 52 degrees. So I had a hiking pants, a hiking long t-shirt, very thin material. So I had just a regular hoodie, and that was good enough for me. I almost put on my windbreaker, but didn't really need it. So I just took the hoodie, the windbreaker, and I took these trekking poles. I felt like they really helped out a lot. Now I have this bag right here. I did end up taking, I have a 10mm XD. Took that with me here just as protection, which probably don't even need. As far as a backpack goes, I have this, I bought the Osprey Talon 22 liter. So when I put all this stuff in here, everything weighed 19 pounds. And I probably did overpack a little bit of food, didn't get to eat everything, but I was, like I mentioned earlier, I was eating something every hour and a half, and I felt like that helped me tremendously with the altitude, along with the Diamox, the ibuprofen, and staying hydrated. Another key thing too is you want to stay hydrated the day before. So the day before I made sure I drank plenty of water to stay hydrated. So, but yeah, that is it. That was my experience. Very glad I did it. Very happy I did it. It was long, grueling, challenging, but I felt it was very rewarding getting to the top and coming back down. So if you're planning to do this in one day, just do your homework, be safe out there, and you know, if you can take anything away from this video, hopefully you can get a tip or two. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer any questions. You put them in the comment section, and yeah, you know, give it a shot. Try the trail and see if you could do it. But yeah, my name is Fonz, and catch you on the next time. Bye bye.